Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Sunless Skies. In the last episode we had a look around the Barbizon work world, and I think we shall now see if we can go to Little Nice. Little Nice, can we go there? Can we go there from the bit in between? We can indeed. The governor of the Barbizon work world resides in the picturesque village at the far end of the bit between. Thick double doors separate the bit between from Little Nice. The fresh air of this pretty village is in sharp contrast to that near the dock. Little Nice is entirely charming. It is populated with carefully unique houses, painted in a curated array of colours. Overseers in striped blazers tend the topiary and maintain the paintwork. Behind a water feature, bustling with cherubs, is a cottage with an out-of-place little tower. This is the home of the governor of the Barbizon. We go speak to said governor. The governor runs Barbizon. In the absence of more direct control from London, he is all-powerful here. Bring gossip to take tea with the governor. He'll let you keep what you can't consume. Ooh, some free tea. You enter to catch the governor performing calisthenics. You can't tell if he blushes. His face is flushed already. It's important to exercise regularly. Keeps one young. Here we got a caddy of dry tea. Oh, let's recline on a bench. This will lower terror a little. Admire the topiary. Consider the immaculate lawn. The grass is immaculately cut. The hedges are trimmed. Stars burn silver above, but it is hard to ignore the thunder of the hour looms, spinning their knot of hurrying time over the work world below. We can relax here in 15 days. We can write a port report. The Barbizon work world is one of several, but it is preeminent among them. As a major industrial centre, it is of interest to many. The overseers here work hard to ensure Little Nice remains perfect. From the freshly painted fence curlicues to the newly mown grass of the lawn. It's hard to get a sense of what's going on in Barbizon from your current curated surroundings. The overseers themselves are of no use. They must have been briefed. Each gives you clearly sanitized information. You only have to speak to 4 before you hear a repetition. You'll have to go down to the work world itself to learn anything true about Barbizon. Well, we went down there in the last episode. It's not quite as nice as it seems, I feel. We can listen to the governor's request. Overseers wait to escort you to the governor. He has requested you. Barbizon must be self-sufficient. Without industry to justify lighting, our fires will go out. We must have work. His brow furrows. The workers refuse to understand that they live so long as they work. That is not a threat. It is a fact of living here. They require hope. Give it to them. Not enough to stir them into revolt, but enough that the fires remain lit. Okay. So he wants me to not crush them, but not support them. A strange request. Let's return to the bit between. The scent of freshly cut grass follows you into the bit between. We could take another tour, but I don't think I want to use my permits. So I think what we're going to do today is we're going to see if we can find somewhere else to go. We know that the floating parliament is west of London. We are currently kind of west. But we see if we can find the floating parliament. I don't know how west. Could be here. Could be up here. Let's just have a look around, see what we can find. Hopefully, it's around here somewhere. I believe I suppose what I knew from last time doesn't really help me that much. I do remember it being in a very bizarre place last time. Further away than you'd expect. You never know, I mean, we might come across some interesting enemies up this way as well. Not all of Albion is quite as nice as you'd think it is. We could also go back to the Reach and continue the main storyline. But I feel like that's going to cost us some money, so we should probably try and make some money here first. Especially since I spent it all on some particularly ratty helpers. Can we send out the bats, see if they find anything? I'm guessing the rat's going to find this place. A bully's acre. Well, humble wooden coffins pepper the sky. Shall we see if we can find something? Quietly, mind. Some of your crew have superstitions about the dead. Oh, hello, wait, what's this? Investigate a mysterious gleaming. Some of the coffins sparkle under a shroud of glass dust. What's that amongst them? Something larger, winking with starlight. You stand on the footplate, a crewman holding you by the belt of your skysuit for safety. After a few misses with the coal shovel, you hook the gleaming thing. Clouds of shimmering dust float up like a constellation of fireflies. Back aboard, you examine your catch. It is a glass hand, perfect in every detail. Its knuckles are calloused. When you peer at its fingertips, you can distinguish the whorls of the fingerprints. A plain silver ring sits on one finger. That's a bit grim, isn't it? We found somebody's hand. Oh, dearie me. Oh, dearie me. Ow, ow. I'll admit, I kind of went into that. Trying to fight this is going to be harder than I think, but I'm going to try. I showed that coffin who was boss. There's a coffin in the way. Ah. You're being very non-aggressive. Oh, never mind. I could get nice and close and use the machine gun, but I don't want to get terrored. Oh, pop it goes. Let's see what we can get. The splintered remain of a spinster turns slowly. The skies are full of fluttering paper. It's as if someone brought confetti to a funeral. We can send out the crewmen with axes. If we add higher irons, it might go well. The scribe spinsters were wrought from bronzewood, now popular with London train wrights and cabinet makers. Or we can recover sheaves of parchment. The spinsters sew them into their coats and wigs, yellowed with age, blotched with mildew, spidered with writing. Who knows what secrets they may hold? Let's do with that one. Your crew lean from the outer hatches with boat hooks and nets, swiping at the fluttering pages like a class of frenzied lepidopterists. Soon you have accumulated a small pile of parchment, dense with pictographic script. You carry it to your cabin. What secrets might it hold? Not bad. So what did the bat find? The bat found something down here. Let's go have a look. I don't think it's a port. Gotta be careful. Fuel and supplies are slightly limited, more than I would like. London is also quite far away. Oh, apparently there's a big Big block of buildings in between me and where I want to go here. Let's hope we can go around. I say block of buildings, this looks like a mining excavator. A very, very large mining excavator. You never know, maybe we'll find the floating parliament down here. Looks like the sort of place where you'd expect it might be. I'm not entirely sure if there's anything we can actually do there. This looks promising, this looks like something, maybe. Inspired by Parliament, the Rat Brigade votes on trying democracy. The result is vetoed. Nothing quite says democracy like veto. Oh, no, that is not something I can fly over. Hey, but there is a dock. Is this what we found? No, what we found's over there. Let's go have a look over there first. And then we'll go have a look in the floating parliament that was submerged in London but is now flying. You know. Can I mine this? Don't mind if I do. Uh-oh. Didn't dodge that, did I? That bloody hurt. Phew. Oh no, it's the hour of the wolf. It's late and you are alone. Doubts prey on you. Is this the path you should have taken? You trespass upon the precincts of heaven. What price will be extracted of you? What price have you already paid? Then once more to the bottle? Reduce your terror by 50? Nah, it'll pass. It'll be fine, don't worry about it. Oh, we failed. Your doubts are hungry tonight. They seize on your past decisions one by one, worrying at each like wolves at a lamb. Sleep is impossible. When your shift arrives, you arise haggard and unrested. You splash water on your face and wonder what mistakes you will make today. Okay, so we gain terror, but look. We're about to dock in the Parliament. It might be okay. Okay, a bull cantankery defeated. This bull was a king of its kind. An isopod with the dimensions of an elephant, sheathed in layer upon layer of semi-calcified armor plates, all wrapped around the temperament of an embittered badger. Now, it is a ruin of muscle and shell, that we can either chisel precious stones from its carapace. The bull's outer layers are encrusted with stone from their long slumber in the crust of their dying world. In places, it is traced with shimmering veins of mineral. Or we could capture a lesser cantankery clinging to the bull's underbelly. Is it a parasite? A servant? An apprentice? It's all beginning to stir, having sensed the death of its host, or master, or teacher. We do need a caged catch, but I don't want to spend supplies, so we're just going to gain sovereigns here. You and the crew chip chunks of gleaming stones from the shell. Some shine like quartz, some glistens, banded like tiger's eye. Some is deep and solemn as polished jade. I crashed the ship. Of course I crashed the ship. Right, let's see if we can get to the floating parliament before we lose our mind. If commoners could rule, they wouldn't need royalty. Princess knows she is not threatened by Parliament. I really hope they sell fuel. Good lord, that made me jump something terrible. Good lord. On the plus side though, we leveled up. But let's take a facet. Okay, we have a lost love. The gradual erosion of that which separates you from someone else. We can have haunted. You are plagued by the past. by some guilt or sin or old ordeal that will not let you rest. The bell tolls. You have foreseen your own death. It did not please you. Family footsteps. The apple did not fall far from the tree. Or pestilence. Since arriving in the heavens, through the avid horizon, you have contracted an unlikely illness. You are turning, imperceptibly slowly, into glass. Oh no. Well, I normally go for veils, don't I? Veils or mirrors. But I do feel we may need to buff some of our other stats. Our heart stat is really low. So maybe I'll go with Haunted, so we can get mirrors and veils and a bit of hearts. A ghostly presence, a chill on the window, a breeze when the window is closed, a pressure on the edge of the bed, as if someone was sat there as you slept. You are not alone. Nightmarish visitations. You find no respite in sleep. When your eyes close, your nightmares climb down from their spidery loft. And if, in the morning, the crew won't meet your eye, you know you must have cried out in the night. Let's go with nightmarish visitations. Slam on the brakes. Oh god. Oh no. Oh no. We lost some terror there because we got close to this place, which is good. Cromwell's Gate, the floating parliament. The ancient palace drifts through the void, a monument to British democracy, and the greatness it believes it brought to the high wilderness. An elderly guard watches with suspicion as you dock, but relaxes at the sight of fellow Londoners. What can we do here? Oh, just Cromwell's Gate, huh? What do you sell in the shop? Quick check. Oh yeah, they wanted bronzewood here, didn't they? And they apparently sell large quantities of tea. A recent bylaw pushed through the Restorationists Committee has outlawed the drinking of tea in Parliament on the grounds that it is an undemocratic and imperialist beverage. Port has been recommended instead. The law will no doubt be overturned soon, but for now it creates an opportunity. They sell supplies, but they don't sell fuel. That could be problematic. They also sell crates of nostalgic crockery. Oh well, let's have a look around Cromwell's Gate. The Empress shipped the Houses of Parliament brick by brick from old London to the high wilderness to help her govern. It didn't take long for her to grow weary of the questioning of her authority and have it severed from London. Parliament now drifts free in this distant corner of the sky. It continues to pass laws, but hardly anyone pays attention. We can have the welcoming party. Smiling, nervous young people greet you as you disembark. "Excuse us," the man in the yellow rosette calls. "Excuse me, a minute of your time." Oh, here we go. The smiling man wearing the yellow rosette cuts in first. "Captain, join our campaign to celebrate Albion and restore old-school patriotism to the land by officially renaming Wednesday as Victoria's Day. Praise Her Renewed Majesty for all she has..." A smiling woman wearing the green rosette effortlessly cuts in. "For killing democracy? For our subjugation? No, Captain, we must make a stand for freedom. We must show the Empress that we will not just sit idle. Join us as we triumphantly rename her precious Victoria Sponge to the People's Cake." They look at you with hungry expectancy. Oh dear. We can vote in support of the Empress. It'll be good for the calendar industry anyway. Or we can vote in opposition to the Empress. Quietly. Very quietly. There are ears everywhere. I can keep walking. What a ridiculous waste of time. I'm just going to do that. The two of them show no interest in following you. They continue looking for new arrivals willing to take part in the process. Presumably ones who don't know full well that Parliament hasn't been in a position to pass laws in years. I'm advancing my parliamentary career. Oh my god, I could become an MP. I completely forgot about this. Let's start off by compiling a port report. Parliament has seen better days. While the palace is off limits to most, there are always ministers and civil servants whose busy schedules allow a moment for a free drink. You ask the obvious question. What is the point of Parliament when Her Renewed Majesty never gives her assent to any of its proposed laws? They bristle. Tyrants fall. Democracy endures. Let's explore the Traitor's Green. It was originally named for Cromwell. Someone clearly holds a grudge. The replanted gardens are a pleasant place to enjoy a walk. Though the buildings are out of bounds to casual visitors, the Empress's Gate is particularly fortified by a heavy chain and a padlock too rusted to ever be used. A few protesters are taking a picnic on the lawn, away from the guards. Braver and more foolhardy ones sit on the aisle's edge, swinging their legs over the sky as they eat their sandwiches. It's near them you spot the fellow in the suit, swaying uncertainly. His footsteps have taken him precariously close to the edge. Nobody seems to have noticed, though we can either run over to help. He looks like an MP, but even so, or we can sit back and watch. Mr. Darwin would no doubt approve. As much as I would like to see this man fall off, we should probably help him. He sees you coming. Startled, he steps back and with a drunken cry is gone over the edge, and soon little but a dot in the swirling clouds of the wilderness. A smaller army of civil servants soon swarms from the nearest gate, staring over the edge, agreeing what appalling timing and manners the fellow had, and already arguing on whether the most appropriate memorial would be a bronze plaque on a bench or a new ficus somewhere within the parliamentary halls. A tap on your shoulder distracts you. A tall clerk, flanked by two clay men. Excuse us, he glances you up and down. Yes, very suitable. A moment of your time. An election has been called on Purderance. Oh my god. I don't know where Purderance is. Could be a problem. Look at this fellow. He sits at a huge mahogany desk in prestigious Downing corridor. Your conversation doesn't distract him from writing notes in the margins of endless pieces of paperwork. He pauses his scribbling only to sip from a large cup of stone-cold tea, or to scratch his head with a pen's long silver nib. We can discuss business. He looks down his nose at you with the grim expression of a headmaster waiting for an excuse to break out his favourite birch rod. Tea? Yes, I will call for some tea. The loss of our dear Minister for... He hesitates, covertly checking a file. Purderance, yes, it's a tragedy. But we must move on. You seem just the sort I'm looking for. Lucid, breathing. Have you considered a career in politics? He holds up a hand. No, I do not care about history or affiliations. A bum in the chair will suffice. The Department of Albion Affairs would be a suitable starting point if you're interested. I will set the wheels in motion. I can become an MP. In Purderance. Let's observe the People's Perpetual Protest. A ragtag mob of protesters has set up a camp on the lawn. No two want the same thing, but their cacophonous chanting is impressive. Parliament has little power, but at least there is a chance it might listen. That is more than protesters can expect at the throne of ours. The protesters raise their voices with a spirit of camaraderie and a united belief that words can still make the world a better place. with neither anger in their words nor violence in their demands. At 3, on the dot, the huge portcullis opens and the protesters are served tea, scones, and little cucumber sandwiches cut into triangles. A little recognition of the protesters' ongoing service to this most vital part of British democracy. Though we can either join the protest, you have opinions to get off your chest, or you can ignore the protest, you have better things to do with your time. Let's join the protest, it could be some fun. You scream until hoarse, waved borrowed placards and invent witty slogans that trip off the tongue and are quickly picked up by those around you. The world does not seem a notably better place as a result of all this protesting. Still, even a tiny ripple has the potential to become a tidal wave. You have marginally raised awareness of whatever your cause was. Maybe. Again, the Sky story, that's the more important thing. But I do think this is a good place for me to end this episode. Maybe one day we'll be able to enter the House of Lords. Thank you all very much for watching. Please like, subscribe, let me know what you think. Your comments are greatly appreciated. Thank you again to the members of the channel. It does help me make these videos. It helps the channel stay alive. And as always, I'll see you next time.